The Forge for newer players of Raid Shadow Legends is the best place for you to get your first 5-star artifacts in the entire game. Now, if you're an endgame player, you kind of use the Forge to craft amazing artifacts that you normally will not get from any other place in the game, including dungeons, by beating those Doom Tower bosses. Now, in this video, I'm going to be showing you which of these best artifacts you should spend your resources on and how you can get some of these materials. Let's get right into this video. Alright, this is the first time on this channel that I'm actually going to be talking about the Forge as a whole, so I've not actually spent time in any of my videos to explain it further, especially for the newer players who are coming into the game. So I don't know most of the names of these items or these materials, or I just know that I accumulate them and I spend them when it's time, especially during CVC. So let's break it down a little bit. If you're an endgame player and you're watching this also, if I make any mistakes along the way, don't forget to correct me in the comments below. So the first thing I want to look at is these resources, because we always see them here, here, here. It's kind of similar, but it changes as you go along according to the artifacts that you're trying to craft. So the first thing we kind of notice in every other Forge artifacts right here is this item called Magisteel. Yes, I had to learn the name today just for this video. That's how long I've been playing the game, forging items, but I actually never took a look at what it's called. I know that this item though is gotten from the classic arena, and since we do a lot of classic arena during the entire week, this is the one resource or material in the Forge that you get a lot of. So don't be scared about using this one or thinking you're going to run out of it. You get tons of Magisteel in the Forge. Most of the time you'll be capped at 10,000. Yes, your Magisteel will hit 10,000 if you do a lot of arena, and you not be able to add any more to it. That's the maximum you can go for this Magisteel. So remember, you got it from classic arena. If you do not fight classic arena battles, you will not get this resource to use in the Forge. All right, because you see that it is required for every other item in the Forge, and that's why they give us a lot of it in the arena. The next item I want to mention is the Corehammer. Now, this Corehammer is kind of difficult to get. We know that we always see it in events and tournaments. That's the best place we always see. I don't know if tournaments are included, but it does say events are where we get it from. CVC tournaments also drop some Corehammers, but we don't rely on that. The best place I get Corehammers from is from events. Even if you don't win tournaments or whatever, when it's on the tournament screen, you can get it by climbing top parts of the event and just get the Corehammer. You don't have to finish the entire event. That's what people use it for. So you can also buy Corehammer from where? Yes, okay, from the clan shop, also using your clan gold, although I have not unlocked it yet, which is kind of difficult to unlock, so we'll not even count that as a place where you can get Corehammers. It's a very scarce resource. If you noticed how it can be obtained, it's a very, very scarce resource. So the entire week or two of playing, I managed to get only 10 Corehammers. So it's also a few items in this Forge that actually require Corehammers. I think the first two I know of is this Swift Parry set and the Deflection set. So these are the two sets that I know of that use Corehammers. So I don't know if other ones will use Corehammers. Let's scroll down. I doubt it. Those are the two I know that especially use Corehammers. So nope, there's no other ones that use Corehammers. So that's what this resource is, if you are wondering what it is. Now the third one over here is called a Soulstone. This one is also easily obtained too if you do your faction wars daily. Whether you're doing a lower version of the faction wars, you get the lower version of the Soulstone. Let me show you this one. Yes, this one, Soulstones. So if you do a lower version of it, you get a lower version of let's go to faction wars and see what I'm talking about really, because you do see the rewards here, or do you? Here they are. So you get the rare one, you have the epic Soulstone, and then you have the legendary Soulstone. You usually get the legendary Soulstone from a higher difficulties of faction wars. I'm talking about faction wars 20, 21, 19 sometimes, but the minimum place that you can start getting legendary ones is from faction war 13 and below. It's not guaranteed to drop, but at least it begins to drop from here. So it doesn't matter whether you beat the stage by 3 stars, 2 star, 1 star. The amount of drops that you get is random according to the stage. But the higher you go, the more soul stones you go. Another resource while we are on it, or let me go back to the forge before we skip our steps, because these materials are really important if you need to use the forge to craft items. So that's about the soulstone that you can use for resilience. And the next one I wanted to look at is bloodstone, which is also obtainable from the faction world. It's available in rare and epic and legendary, just like the soulstone is also. You beat a faction war stage, you don't know whether you're going to get soulstone or bloodstone. It's totally random. So it's not guaranteed that you always get bloodstone. It's also not guaranteed that you always get soulstone. It's always random depending on the game, I guess. So another resource we'll look at is these ones. Now I don't want to go through each of these artifacts and tell you what they are, but by simply looking at it, you can tell that this is from the spider, if you've not, nether spider to be specific. So by clicking on it, this tells you where scarab claws is coming from. Now what I wanted to mention in this part of this video is which of these artifacts you should craft. The artifact you craft is determined by the boss you can beat, to be honest. So let's say you wanted to craft the scarab, this one, right? Where is it? Untouchables. That's what they're called. Immune for 2 turns and resist plus 40. If I wanted to craft this and I did not beat the scarab, or I cannot beat the scarab, you agree with me that it will be impossible for me to craft it because I don't have the materials required, the legendary materials required to do it. So getting the materials is one part of it. Now you have the materials. Which one do you think is the best? Because knowing what these artifacts do will determine which boss of the Doom Tower you spend your time trying to beat, or repeatedly beating every week, so you can get a lot of those materials. If you scroll down here, this week I did spend, or last week I did spend a lot of time in this griffin. Yes, griffin feathers. That's where I spent the entire rotation of last one. And this rotation also, I will spend a lot of time in griffin, because on my account, which is an endgame account, this is the resource that I need the most. I mean the artifact that I need the most, the guardian set. You say, what of perception? Yes, perception is obtained from faction wars, while these other ones are obtained from Doom Tower. So you have 2 ways to get the resources. I'll still craft the perception sets, and I'll still craft the guardian set. Those are the 2 I always go for. Now a lot of other players will have their own reasons why they go for other sets, whether it's blood test, whether it's fatal, whether it's untouchable, affinity breaker. Everybody has their reasons. So all you have to do is find the sets that you need the most in your account. Everybody needs perception though, that's what I'll tell you. That one is universal. You do need perception. That should be your #1 priority. Then your secondary one that you need, I think for me, is guardian set. Why guardian? Because I have champions in my account that need to protect other champions. Who are there? It could be Brogni, it could be Osoga, Warcaller, I think, yes. So those tanky champions that their job is to soak up all the damage that others are taking. That is what I use on them. Guardian and maybe this other set that you can get from the dragon. But guardian set is the way to go when you're trying to build tanks that will soak up damage from other champions. So that is why I always farm this, because I want those champions to have the best guardian set, not just crab guardian set that will make them die from taking damage. So that's my reasoning behind going for guardian. So find out which of these artifacts is your best one, or better yet, tell me in the comments below, if you're an endgame player, which of these ones you always go for and your reason why. I'll be interested in learning something new from you about any of these sets that I currently ignore or I don't farm. So that's my idea for going for the guardian set. Now the next thing we'll also look at before we forge anything is these charms. There are missions all the time, even advanced missions, that tell us to come here and use a charm. Do you know what I do? When it says use a charm in the forge, I don't use these ones. I don't use my rank charms. I don't use my rarity charms. That's why I have this amount. It's not even that much. Sometimes I have up to 100. But when those missions, arena missions, tell you, not arena missions, advanced missions tell you to come here and use a charm, don't use these 2. Those 2 are very difficult to get. But check out this one, type charms are so easy to get. Yes, so that's why I have 300 of one of them, 297 of chest plate charms. Just select any of these, and you don't even have to select your best artifact. Rather, I'll go to one that has a 3 to 4 star, because I'm just doing it for advanced mission, right? I'll select one that is so that I'll sell, because you agree with me, my account doesn't use 3 to 4 star gear. So when I craft this 3 to 4 star gear, I instantly sell it. See, advanced quest has been completed just by using that chest charm. So sell, because it's a 3-star artifact. So this is what I use for that advanced quest. A lot of people do use their rank charm or rarity charm for that mission, and that's why I say it's wrong. So be careful not to use that, and you have a choice to decide whether to wait for CVC or not. Don't be fooled by the game that makes you wait once a week to use your entire forge materials. You have a choice, especially if you belong to a faction that you want to help them. I mean, clan, is it clan? Yes, you belong to a clan that you want to make sure you contribute your best towards CVC, or if you're in a random clan that doesn't care about CVC, then you can go ahead and use your forge at any time of the week without waiting for one day of the week to actually use all your items. But it does feel good to finally accumulate a lot of it and finally use it on one day. So let's get over to the forging, to be precise, and I'll start with perception. Now, I'm not going to make this video drag out by forging all my items. I'm just going to forge 1 or 2 and show you how I decide to choose, or how I forge, if I'm being specific. So the first item I'll select, if it's available, is a rank charm and rarity charm. I always use it on 5 to 6 star artifacts because I'm an end game account. If you're a newer player who only is available to 4 to 5 star artifacts, you can also use it there. But like my noob to pro can only get materials and craft 4 to 5 star artifacts. Yes, I use my rank and rarity charms on those items, but for end game players, only use it for 5 to 6 star. If I have a lot of resources for 4 to 5 star, I will not use rank and rarity charms because my account no longer use 5 star artifacts. So if your account no longer use 5 star artifacts, there is no reason to waste your rank and rarity charms on getting 5 star artifacts. Whether it's legendary 5 star artifacts, it's still kind of trash for me. I know it sounds wrong to say, but my noob to pro will really appreciate a 5 star legendary artifact obtained from this source. So that's the thought. The next item you'll be asking, what about this one? Should you even select this? No. Generally, you want the RNG to give you the best ones, whether it's in weapons, whether it's in chests, whether it's in boots and all that. You want RNG to do its work. You don't want to limit yourself to a particular type of charm, whether it's helmet, weapon and all that. Now, a lot of people will disagree with me on this point, and here what people will say is, when you select weapon as your type of charm that you put there, you kind of guarantee the chances of you getting good sub stats. I mean, good main stats. Like, the chances of you getting a main stat is eliminated, because when you do select gauntlet, you could end up getting HP flat, HP chest flat, boots HP or defense flat, and that makes the 6 star automatically useless. So most people will say, do not ever craft these bottom row pieces. No, always use this on helmet, shield and weapon, so that you guarantee at least that the main stats will be guaranteed. Then you can play RNG with the substats. Now let's move over to the substat over here. HP, attack, defense, speed. The only one that I need the most is speed substats. We agree with me that everybody needs speed substats on their artifacts. Now here's a strange way that you can decide now which one to choose. Depending on the type of weapon, the type of artifacts you're forging will determine which chests or substats you select. For example, if I'm forging resilience or deflection, I know that this is for a tank, especially for resilience, that HP 10%, defense 10%. I need this for a tank. I'm not putting it on somebody who does damage, right? So definitely this will make me decide to choose a substat for HP instead of for speed, a substat for defense instead of for speed. So generally I don't use my defense and HP substat a lot. That's why I have a lot of them. But if I was to forge my defensive artifacts, I will use the HP substat for them, because I don't want to be getting attack percentage on this set. I don't want to be getting resistance. Well, resistance is not that bad, but on tanks I do need substat that is tanky. That's the truth. So that's the way I go about it. Now for the one thing you should never do with the forge, one big mistake that a lot of players do make, or people don't make this mistake, I'm just over exaggerating, but you should never come here, select speed boots, and then select speed substat, because you agree with me that speed boots can never get speed substat, right? Yes, there are other items in the game, like a weapon can never get defense percentage, defense flat. It can ever happen. So there are few exceptions to the rule that you should never select a weapon and select defense on it. You're just wasting your defensive charms at that moment. So these are one of the dons of the forge. Don't select speed and select speed substat. Speed substat can never be on a speed main stat boot. So if you're kind of a newer player and you're not sure what I'm talking about, speed substat, it doesn't happen. It's usually speed, then at crit damage, crit rate, and other stuff below. It doesn't have speed as one of the items below. All right, that's one of the dons. Is there any other tip I need to share about this before we start forging? I'm currently in perception, and I did say I was going to select 1, 2, and just so we test whether we can get good items by selecting attack. It is not always guaranteed that by selecting a weapon you will always get a weapon. It kind of increases the chance a little bit, right? And let's go ahead and forge it. Now generally when I forge, I don't select substats. That's just the truth. That's why I have so many substats. But here is one good one that I'm wasting so much time on this one, but let me show you something I always forge for. Let me show you. Gauntlet, right? What do I want on my gauntlet, especially is for an attack champion? I need critical damage gauntlet for my account. Now for a newer player, you might need crit rate if you're still using a crit rate, but I will go for crit damage. And what do I want from crit damage gauntlet? I want crit rate substats. That's it. So this combo is one of the most deadliest one for an end game account, because you are trying to get crit rate and crit damage gauntlet of 6-star and a crit rate and substat. So just like I did mention on not doing speed, this is one of the most sought after damage piece that you can always get, because it's usually put as a broken set on somebody. So don't worry whether it's perception, don't worry whether it's any of these artifacts. No matter what artifact you're forging, if you manage to get crit damage gauntlet on a crit rate substat, which does good rolls of course on the crit rate, you will use it definitely. So let me just do that one once and see if we get lucky. Nah, it doesn't happen. HP percentage with accuracy substat, I'll keep it. Now the next item on this agenda is what to keep, what to sell, right? It is up to you. You know your account best. You know what you need and what you do not need. For my account, a 5-star artifact is not needed. For your account, this might be awesome for you. You know why? Because having accuracy on perception is so awesome, especially if this rolls 2 times on accuracy. It will be so great. But for my account, especially is a rare piece, I will sell it. So I'm just trying to look for examples of what I keep and what I sell, which can guide you. An accuracy chest piece on a 6-star artifact is a keeper, but for my account, it's not a, I know it's 6-star, but it's not an epic piece. I try to stay away from I know I'm being extremely picky. Do you know why I'm being extremely picky? Because my storage is full. I do not have any space to keep this. Right now, if I accept this, guess where it goes? It goes straight to my inbox. My inbox is also almost full. That's why I'm being extremely picky with this. So an accuracy, I have few that I've kept already. That means I don't need to keep more. Accuracy chests are good to keep 1, 2, or 3, but you don't need to keep 20, 30 accuracy chests. You need 1 or 2 when you're crafting. So let's see another option of whether it's keepable or not. Well, this is so awesome. The only thing that is missing from here is speed. Well, accuracy is also missing. But if I get crit rate on these 2 rolls, 3 rolls, it will be so awesome. Even if I get crit damage on this 1 roll, 2 crit roll, if it goes defense, then it's a bad roll, I guess, because I need damage pieces right now on my account. So that's just the few that I'll forge to show you how I decide what to keep and what to sell. Generally, when I'm done with forging good items and I run out of these items, right, guess what happens to the next of my forged materials, especially these ones. I don't waste charms on these ones. Fatal, I don't waste charms on this. So I'll go over here without using charms. I will not, by charms I mean I will not select any of these rank charms or rarity, no. I'm just forging this solely for getting silver. That's another reason for me forging right now. I will sell everything I get from here because this is not a set that I use. I farmed it so much during the last Doom Tower boss because I could not beat the Griffin, but I farmed these materials because I wanted to use them for farming and sell every little piece of it I have. If I do get a 1 with speed substat, I might roll it up to see, especially if it's a 6 star, to see if it's worth keeping. But mostly all the items I get from here, because it's a bad set, just like those sleep sets or day sets, you sell everything, just like you're seeing right here. It has 5 speed, yes, but it's a 5-star artifact. Even if you roll speed 3 times, it still won't be enough for me to keep on my account. Extremely picky and full artifacts, remember. Anyways, that has been the few tips I wanted to share with you on how I use the forge. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing out on. Let me know in the comments below if I missed out on anything. If you ask me again which ones to keep, which ones to sell, that's another one you might be trying to get away from this video. Remember, I chose the Guardian set as the one to farm every day from Doom Tower. You can also choose a different type of boss to farm based on what champions you have or what you're trying to get on them, especially somebody who is trying to get immunity, for example. You like the arena so much, you'll be going for these ones, but I don't go for it. You want affinity breaker, you have awesome champions who are negative affinity against a lot of bosses or a lot of content, you want this on them. So you have to choose which one is the best for you. I personally go for Guardian and Perception as my best one because everybody needs accuracy, high amounts of accuracy too. Now a lot of people will say, what of resist? Well, it's new to me. That set is kind of new to me, and I prefer to get my resist from other places than from this set because that boss is kind of hard to farm. So that's all I have for this video. I'm not even going to mention Swift Parry because I know how hard it is to get these core hammers. All right, you guys let me know in the comments below what you think of this forge guide that I made. I'll see you guys in the next Raid Shadow Dance video. Good night.